All right, welcome back to the Built on Air podcast. This is season 24, episode 5. Good to be with you. Myself, Dan Fellers, Camille Parks, and Ali Alosa back for another week. You may notice we look a little bit different. We're using a new software platform for our podcast broadcast. So we'll see how this works. If we have any technical difficulties, we'll try to figure it out. But so far, so good, I believe. Good to be with you. How's everybody doing?
Very good. It's going to be almost 80 degrees today in Boston.
That's nice. Very good. That's a cold day for Camille.
Say rookie numbers.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, today we're going to kind of do see what's new in new features, new functionality. We're going to do some exploring. So today's kind of poke around, and we're going to play with some new features that we maybe haven't tried yet or haven't done a ton. So today's more of a kind of a unboxing and exploration. And so if there's anything out there in particular, we're going to kind of play with the API and the AI labs. So if you're watching and there's something that you've been trying to find time to explore, put it in the chat and we can dive into it with that. So why don't we first share my screen, and we're going to first talk about upcoming events, get you up to date on everything. So next week, there is a big event in LA. Camille will be there.
Yep.
So say hi to Camille when you're out there. And then there's some online events coming up. Some events in Europe, Amsterdam, looks like one in Chicago. And then Camille was telling us that there's a secret one in Boston on May 28th.
This was actually Ali's corner.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ali. Yeah, Ali's going to be there. So where did you hear about this one?
I heard about it on LinkedIn a few days ago, and I RSVP'd. I didn't hear back until just yesterday, so it did take a few days to get on the list, so to speak. But I'm excited. This seems like it'll be really fun.
Yeah, they don't list it maybe because it looks like it's part of like something else, like this tech week is maybe just a Boston run thing for all the tech companies out there.
There's a bunch of events happening.
Gotcha. Cool. So those are some events. So say hi to Camille and Ali if you're going to go to either of those. In the community, there was a couple things that we might talk about. Let's see. This one was new. So we might talk about this, third-party connectors for field agents. It's available in AI Labs as of April 23rd, a week or so ago. So now field agents support 16 integrations, 13 new ones. So there was 3, and I looked and I only saw 3. So I don't know if I'm seeing this. Let me try this.
I wonder if it works like some other types of integrations where if you're on a business or enterprise plan, you have to enable them in the admin panel. Maybe.
Yeah, along existing support. So yeah, I only saw these 3 on there. So let's see how to get started, workspace admin. So I have AI enabled. Oh, and then you have to create a field, choose the connector you need from the tools. Let's try it real quick. Let's create a custom field agent and additional, let's see. No tools. Okay, yeah, so I don't see it yet. I wonder.
Workspace that this base is in, does it have AI Labs enabled?
It does, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
I only see those options as well on mine. Those are the only 3 I see.
Yeah. So maybe it's still rolling out. But that's kind of cool because it does not show up in the, I didn't see it in the field, in the AI lab list here. Control. Oh, it's not sorted. I thought it'd be sorted. Sorted by release date. Anyways, so we'll explore in here in a second, but Camille came across something that you want to talk about. What did you find in the API references?
Yeah, so my team's been doing more and more with Airtable's native MCP with our own local AI like agent builder. And in doing so, we were all making our new API tokens to run whatever reports we were trying to run. And I came across something that is interesting that will be useful whenever this gets resolved. And hopefully, this wasn't a mistake. If you go to the Airtable Web API documentation, which is where Dan currently is, there's a page called Scopes, which is supposed to list everything that you can give an API token or an OAuth application the ability to do as you or whomever the token came from. So in reading the list, it didn't seem like there were any new scopes added recently with all of the work around using MCPs to do this instead of writing your own code to interact with the API. However, if you set up a new token or just a token that already exists, one of the scopes that you could select is automations read. And I was like, well, that's new. So I looked at this page, it's not on this page. But if you search the documentation for the word automation, it does show up in like the results for automation. You can kind of see automations.runs_read and automations.automationruns.read, and then below that, automations read. So the first two sound duplicative of each other, in my opinion. I feel like that they're still working on stuff and maybe that wasn't supposed to be made available, but it is. One of those three, you can grant a token the access to. I think it's automations run is or automations.read is the one that you can actually apply to a token. It doesn't do anything yet, but that might be coming in the horizon of both the web API and MCPs being able to read through not just the schema of your base, but also the automations of your base, which is pretty helpful for a lot of stuff that we're doing, like trying to identify what are some outdated pieces of functionality that we can get rid of. We would be able to, in theory, detect, oh, this field is used in this automation. You maybe don't want to delete it yet, things like that.
So you see it when you create like a personal access token as one of the scopes? I just created a token actually this morning and I did not see that for me. Maybe I wonder if it's an enterprise.
Yeah, for context, I was in my enterprise account. I'm going to check on my business account and see if it's there for me today. But it was definitely there when I looked, and I was very confused.
Yeah, interesting. Because here they list the admin's enterprise scopes, and it's not in there either.
Okay, yeah, it's not available to me on my business plan. So I'm going to double check in my business account and see if it's still there. Not my business, my enterprise account, and see if it's still there. And again, it might have been a mistake that it was there in the first place because, again, it's not documented. So maybe someone is still working on this feature, but it'd be very helpful if this were made a real, actual feature.
I wonder what the difference between runs and action runs is. Like, would the action runs be the individual steps of the automation, maybe the data from each individual step, and the run is just like the overall umbrella?
They got rid of it.
Oh no. I mean, I've wished for this. Like, I would love, even just for documentation purposes, like all the metadata we've been talking about, I'd love to just get a list of all my automations. Like, you can't do that without
Yeah.
screenshotting every base, basically.
Yep. So this kind of confirms in my mind that it was a little bit of a whoopsie, that it was available to select. I made a token and I selected the token to have that scope, and I feel like I have a screenshot to prove that I'm not.
That, are you looking at the one that you created and it doesn't list it? Okay.
It's gone. It's unselected, and I tried creating a new one, not there. I tried reselecting it on the one that it already had selected, not there. But I swear I have a screenshot, which I might put through the Slack channel to prove that I'm not crazy.
Yeah, interesting.
But it is,
so,
you can see that.
Here.
Yeah.
I wonder if you look at the audit log.
I'll be looking forward to this whenever it's actualized a little bit, because that is, I think, a really big piece of Airtable functionality that is missing from the web API and has been missing for a long time. Automations were there before interfaces were, and interfaces are at this point 6 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah. So this just tells you this audit log actor is like if an automation updates a field, it just says what automation, which is something, but not what we're looking for. So I was wondering if the audit logs helped with that. Interesting. Well, that's good. That's a good insight. That is something that likely is coming soon.
I found my screenshot, which read as the scopes applied, automations, read, and the description for it was view automations, including details of their name, how they're triggered, and additional metadata. So that to me is the equivalent of like base schema read, which is not going to let you necessarily create an automation or alter it in any way, but what's the trigger for this automation? What does this automation do? Allegedly would be granted by the scope.
Yeah. Or what I would love is if how they implemented the sync tables for all your admin data, your users and stuff. If that's how they implemented automations, that would be useful as well. And then you could just automatically sync it to a table.
Yeah, also useful.
That'd be good. Cool. Okay. Well, let's play around. So what I was thinking for today is we could look through some of the AI lab features, and if there's any that pique your interest, shout it out, and we can kind of explore and see how they work and kind of play around with them. If we're able to. Some of these we won't be able to, like Jira. I don't have a Jira connection. Any jump out?
I've never done anything with the MCP stuff. The
could do that.
One thing I'm seeing, I don't see listed here, but related to the integrations for field agents that we were talking about earlier, they also added like conditions to automatically update it, to have the field agent run to update your field when a certain condition is met, which I find very useful. One thing I think is missing from it, though, is like a way to stop it from updating after a certain point. But I don't see that listed in here.
Yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so that's on a field agent, the additional triggers.
Exactly.
There we go. Yeah, so before they just had scheduled.
Yes, and I find it very odd that you can't say it's when either one of these are met, when either the schedule is met or the conditions. But there's now they have a condition here. No, those are
condition schedule.
Is that different from the other one? Yeah. Oh, you can. Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, if you want both, then you go through the scheduled.
Because I would love, to have it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you can't run anything more frequently than daily. It's kind of a pain.
But you can't have condition groups, which, once again, I bring it up every time it becomes relevant. The find record step in automations is the only place in Airtable where you can apply a filter of any sort and not a filter condition group.
Now, what this means is both have to be true for it to run. So the filter it will only run on the fields where that condition is met. So it's not a or, it's an and.
So like my use case is I really want to be able to cause a field agent to update upon a button click, like from an interface. So, and I don't want them to like right click on the field and like hit the little, I think that the AI fields when displayed in interfaces are just not pretty at all. But so I want them to be able to click a button, which would update like a single select field, which would in turn update this. But if they click the button after certain conditions are met, like after, say, the record is closed or locked or whatever, this shouldn't happen. And I couldn't figure out a way to like not let that happen without, actually just hiding the button.
Could you say, because that you can have more than one condition, could you have a condition that's looking at your status field and said, and status is not closed?
The problem is it's when any, like the conditions are when any of the conditions are met. So I don't think it would make sense to say, it would actually run if I say when this is, when it's not closed and the single select field is this. I guess that might work. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, it was weird. I found the implementation strange. Like it was a little confusing. Lots of double negatives and weird things happening.
So this is confusing. So I have it daily with this condition. And so now it says here, conditions are met, none. So it's like this is independent of this. That's very confusing.
And if you mouse over that little eye on the previous screen, it'll say like, will run when any of the triggers are true. So it's like, it just feels like there's missing a step, like there's missing something.
Yeah.
I see the value of this being implemented in the way it's implemented, but it's real confusing. So I feel like the less confusing way to do this is to have, when you're on the scheduled portion, not include the conditions and have the two separate triggers that you can configure, schedule or conditions, be treated as because it's weird that you have two different places to apply conditions, which could be useful, but again, I think it would confuse more frequently.
Yeah, or even like just having a separate like global don't run if option, maybe. I don't know, because that could apply to either one, but
yeah,
I don't know. This is a step forward though. Like before you couldn't get it to run unless you actually went to the view and like right clicked on the field and said run everything, because I wanted it to run all of them in a particular list. But so this opens up a lot of doors.
Yeah. So this means, and you have to have the automatic generation on for the triggers to be enabled. Is that correct?
I don't know, because if so, it's even more confusing because it's phrased as additional triggers. To me, the first trigger is trigger automatically, and additional triggers implies that this is irrespective of automatic generation.
Yeah.
Just,
Because the whole point to me is I wouldn't want it to trigger automatically if I have it running on a schedule, because that's just going to eat more credits than I need.
right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So I've actually never played with
Image, you might want to change the
generation. Okay. Generate image. Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Find image from web.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have got pictures of the three of us, and we'll see if it can create cartoon characters of us. Okay. So
Nice.
automatic generation. So I think this means if the fields that are referenced ever update it automatically, or does it depend on the triggers?
Automatic generation is if you have included an input and the input would have affected the prompt in some way, then it would regenerate the output.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look. So this is image generation. So we're using use one. Let's see how it goes. So you can switch. And it's smart enough to know which models support image generation. Let's go with Gemini. I've got some tokens to spare. Okay, so you can modify the output. Let's go square. We'll go portrait. Resolution. 2K. What? Oh, it only supports JPEG. Format. Yeah, so this is the new. Well, I don't know when did they introduce versions where you can have multiple versions of images. This one we just want files because we have multiple in there. Let's go auto. Okay.
Can you reference, just a question in that title, the field, the what was it, the file name? Can you reference field values in that dropdown? Like if you do a squiggly, does anything come up? Otherwise, it feels kind of silly.
No.
It might be if you make it part of the general prompt and say name each file using this format, perhaps. I don't know.
Let's try it. Although my input file names aren't special.
I'm just curious whether
fix invalid output file name. I didn't have anything. What?
Oh, Airtable. Number one.
I typed something and then deleted it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Cool.
All right. And they already kicked off. So it's auto. So the first one. And I want to see if it'll should generate all three, right?
I hope.
Hopefully. Maybe it does one at a time. Well, while that's doing it, let's look at our list. I also was gonna try video as well. Maybe we'll do that next. Let's see. So we're kind of looking at this. So, okay, so this is GPT. So these are the new ones that got added in January. So we're using that. Right, multiple tables. Oh, so this is we've talked about this in the past. Now you can reference multiple tables when you're building with Omni, a custom interface.
This is also coding yourself and not using AI as well.
Right. Now this is one is interesting. I wonder how people are using this one. So being able to create a web prototype with a field agent. So turn your project requirements into fully functional web prototypes. So does it create, let's see, use this field agent to create fully functional web prototypes. So it creates the HTML as attachments. Does it actually like run like inside of like an embedded browser page, or opens up in a new tab? How does this one work?
I don't know because I will literally never use this.
Yeah.
No use case where this would be helpful for me.
I mean, I do this quite a bit, but with tools outside of Airtable, I don't think I'd run. I mean, if you had a lot, I could definitely see if you were creating like landing pages, this could be useful, where you had different landing pages for each. Why don't we try it? Let's try this one. Okay, here's my caricature. Hey, that's not bad. So here's my original.
It only did one, so
I know, it only did one. Let me change it. Let me see if I tell it to. I did tell it of each of the images.
Can you click on the token for pick from team? No, sometimes like in automations, it'll like let you pick the output of certain types of fields, because attachments you could pull the URL of the image, the name of the image, the like file type of the image as all as separate arrays. And I was wondering if there was an output that would have made it more clear that you wanted more than one image out of the lookup. Otherwise, this specific example, what you would do is, this is a lookup from the team table. So you would move this AI field to the team table generated for each and have a lookup of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see, because for the video, I want to see if it can pick up all three of them and use them all in the same video. That's why I pulled them up here. This is kind of interesting. So it's like, instead of just saving it, you can like save and run anything updated. Let's see if it, oh, it's a new one, but I bet it's just mine again. So it doesn't like arrays. So yeah, so if you need it for roll-ups, you have to go to the source and run it against the source. Let's do our let's see, generate video. Where's our let's see, what does it say for this one? To use, create a new field agent and select the web prototype type. I don't see that.
There's a button to say browse catalog. If you go, yeah.
I gotcha. Thank you. Okay.
Can you search it?
Menu.
I don't see a search.
Marketing.
Sometimes Airtable's UI,
Yeah.
it feels like they started winging it when they made this.
So let's see. Landing page, generate multiple. I do have the AI labs turned on.
Can you back out of here and like, is there, like, go back to the field creation panel? Is there a field type that's just called AI?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
There used to be.
If you search web prototype, will anything come up?
No.
Interesting.
Okay.
I wonder if it like went away and only people that want it. I wonder if they. I need to verify that I have
Labs turned.
Labs turned on. Maybe I'll do it in a different browser. Yeah, I have it on. Oh yeah, and there's even a specific setting of enable AI web prototype generation. Control whether AI web prototype generation is enabled in your organization, and that's turned on. And AI Labs is turned on. You don't have to turn it on at the base level, right? There's nothing.
I think it's enterprise or org unit and workspace are the only levels that you have that setting.
Yeah, and I have it on all workspaces. AI is enabled. So that is weird. Okay. Let me see. Let's watch the quick video. If anybody knows. Web prototype. Don't need music. So let's see. This. So it actually creates a full-blown prototype. Interesting. Well,
I feel like they.
In order, you need to either update the prompt for the field agent overall or update the input use. Okay. Well, if you're watching and you know how to turn this guy on, let us know.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm not seeing it either.
Hey, look at that. That's kind of cool. It did get used all three, but it put them all in one image.
And did your picture have a background?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, I was all white.
I was going to say we're out in the sun and you're in a void.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad.
We've got our new cover image for the podcast.
I'm unexplainably bigger, but
yeah. So that is cool to know, though. Like, it looks like we might be able to prompt it better, but it can at least read all three. Because I even told it, I said there should be multiple output images as we have multiple input. So I have to do each one separate. But
yeah.
Let's try with video.
Let's do it.
That work?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see what we got. 4 seconds. Let's go 8 seconds. So 8 is the most it can do. We'll just go low res, include audio. So it can generate audio. Shoot, let's do it. Generate some audio. This one will, let's just say when run field is checked. Okay. I like that. Okay, we're going to use Veil 3. Let's just do fast. All right. Oh, it already kicked off and it didn't listen to my condition.
It does that.
I think in
yeah. Basically since day one. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's empty, but it's like my condition is not met.
It's quite frustrating.
levels of possible conditions, run automatically, run on a schedule with its own condition, run on a schedule with its own condition and another condition, and also whenever you make the field, it will run anyway.
But I believe it'll only do it for the first 10 records now. If you have more than 10 in a view, it just does the first 10.
Okay, well, this will take a second. I should have had it reference this image. That would have been cool. And then it would have had us all in there. Well, we'll see what that does. All right, what else do we want to play with? So Excel support. So if you have an Excel file, it can actually read the Excel and play with it, do stuff. I don't know if I would modify. Let's see. So this one is kind of cool. We should play with this. Okay, so generate structured data in automations.
Yeah, this one I was working with a client recently on, and I found it was easier to generate text with AI to just see what the output would be and then attempt to use the structured output prompt, because we kept running into a lot of issues where if you set up your structured object and for whatever reason the output of your prompt isn't coming in that format, the whole thing errors out, and it's not a very helpful error of what it tried to produce versus what you said to produce. But once you get it working, it is pretty useful.
Okay, we'll try that in a second. First, we got to watch our video.
Okay.
Okay, right. Which one is which?
Let them cook.
Sure. That looks like Alicia. Part of the community.
Yeah. You get to pick which one you are.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
I think it gave up.
Yeah.
Okay, some work to do there. It did not. It did know there was 3. I didn't tell it was 3. It didn't get it right genders. Or that's funny.
Oh my goodness. That's too funny.
All right. Okay. Well, work to do on video generation. Okay, so let's do. Let's say. Let's have this. Run this. Okay, so see how I don't see the. Oh, there we go. Okay, they actually improved it. Those used to be below in the image in the screenshot. Okay, so generate structured data. Okay, so you give it a prompt. Let's see. Okay, so let's say we have title, description, so stream, characters, make that a number, and so an enum, that's interesting, an array, boolean. Let's give it a theme. Make that an enum. Drama, comedy, something like that. Okay. Let's let it use the internet. We'll use the default. Use the default. Okay. So it's not referencing any field, but okay, we'll just test it. See what this does. See if it works. Okay, so the response output. Okay, so this is interesting. I just told it in the prompt these three, but I gave it an extra ones, so it wasn't smart enough to know what to read it. Oh, let's make them required.
Oh yeah, let's see what that does.
Okay. Did it? Okay. So that's kind of nice, because then what you can do is if you're updating it, it's a lot easier to have that output, because now you have your structured data that has the specific things and it knows that they're always going to be there. So that's the benefit of that.
In the structured output, you could also have arrays and arrays of objects, and you could also take the array and go through repeated action and loop through each output in the array and do something different with each item.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that gets complicated. Wow.
I wish you could have give each property or each thing that you're having it output a description next to it, like whether that's just for your own notes or for an additional prompt to the AI. Be like, put this part of what I said in my prompt here, so it knows more clearly.
Well, that's funny.
Otherwise,
it even added, look, I didn't define a description in the object. I just had a name but it put a description in there.
That's cool. It just feels like so much of a black box to me sometimes that I'm like, how do I know what it's gonna do? I don't know. I guess you just need to just keep trying and test it a bunch. But
yep.
Yeah. Oh. That doesn't work. There you go. Yeah, so you could do something like this. Interesting is it didn't give me the description here because it's not part of the output, even though I generated it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think that's fair. You got to define it. I think it's funny that it added more. Okay, cool. Anything else on here we should explore?
I've never tried web tables.
I was thinking about that as well. Okay, so let's see. So with this tool, you can build a table populated. Okay, so how you do that is you go into Omni.
You might want to remove the context of the update record automation.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go back to data. Let's see how good it is.
I'm going to be deeply offended by the output of this.
Okay, so you got to pick create a web table. And let's see what it does. Okay, so it gives you the prompt. Cost wave for AI labs, so that's cool. So while it's in AI labs, they don't charge you. Okay, podcast. Okay, let's do it.
Evidence.
So it's creating a mini table, generating, and then copy a clipboard.
Interesting. So does it not actually create a table? You can only
I think think once it's done, I thought there was a way to like import. I guess you could just copy it and then paste.
Or surely you could prompt Omni to say, okay, use the data above and create a new table.
New table. Let's try that. So Omni does not have a background prompting capability.
Mm-hmm.
You can just stop it.
Oh, there also is, if you actually just go to add a new table, like click the plus in the actual data layer, there's a new table with web.
Okay, so that seems pretty direct.
So I wonder, yeah, so this, I wonder, let's try it. Yeah, I think Omni's frozen, so it didn't do anything. I think it sends you to here. Because I think there is a way, once it's here, it says, do you want to create a new table?
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's generating. Anything else? Image analysis.
I haven't used for image analysis, but I have used for like reading through a PDF. That's been pretty useful.
New and insert that contains images. So this one you just kind of prompt against it. So it's not like a specific type or anything. It doesn't look like. It's funny, you can see how they've changed the UI, the old version. This, I mean, it'll be interesting if these all stay in AI labs or how long they. Well, I guess this one's in GA, so it's not there anymore. Still didn't figure out this guy.
So strange.
So now, so you can generate forms.
I think some of these statuses for availability haven't been updated because I could swear the Open Omni button isn't AI Labs specific. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's try it. Still working. Okay. Let's create a list. Okay. So we add it here. Open Omni. Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking.
I don't. It says Open Omni, which I think is pulled from the name of the button, but not the prompt that you gave it, which I think is an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's very odd.
So now when you're in there, it's in here.
Like, I feel like I would want it to say, instead of what the button might say, which could be shorthand for the prompt, I would want it to just say what the prompt was.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, do show instructions actually underneath. Okay. So you can still get it, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can we go back? Let's see here. Did we lose our...
On the left-hand side, there's the little chat. Yeah, one above it.
Yeah. No, that's a new.
Middle one. That one. Yeah. Not sure which one it is, but
no, it would be the first one.
That one. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, Lenny, come on. Who's Lenny?
That's so funny.
You failed us. We'll have to see who this is. I dare
Still going.
Still going. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, I was hoping it would finish to see if it gave us the options. Let's see. If we stop it. Still thinking. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to create a table instantly. Well, that was fun. Those are quite a few things that I never played with, so it's good to have a little more understanding of AI and Airtable. And Lenny, congrats on your award. We're coming for you. Cool. Next week we'll be back. We'll do a deep dive on something inside of Airtable. So we'll be back next week. Everybody have a good week, and we'll see you then.